So first of all, I haven't forgotten about Shattered Memories, which is the game released between this one and Homecoming. That one is coming eventually too. Secondly, I recorded this intro quite a while ago, before Silent Hill Ascension was a thing. Oh god, Amy of 8 months ago. You poor blissfully unaware fool. Do you have any idea how much further down this franchise could be dragged? I'm jealous of how blissfully nescient your existence must have been back then. To live a quiet, comfortable life, completely unawares of the absolute deluge of bullshit that was about to be released onto our landscape. I'm going to leave the commentary unchanged, as most of what I had to say about these later games is tongue-in-cheek anyway. I do actually understand that Tom Hewlett isn't trying to kill me, and I've already fully let go of this franchise and I don't expect it to be good ever again, to be blunt. That said, let's talk about Downpour. I would call it the death throes of the franchise, since this is the last mainline game before the Great Hiatus, but this isn't the last Silent Hill game. There was one more abortion after this, which I absolutely refuse to play, but I get ahead of myself. Silent Hill Downpour was farted out onto the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in March of 2012. Maybe this is what the Mayans were warning us about. A short 7 months later, a patch was released that would allow the game to run at a somewhat more playable frame rate and would fix a few game-breaking bugs, along with other quality-of-life features like being able to save the game without it sometimes crashing. By September of that same year, the studio that made it declared bankruptcy. I am, of course, talking about Vatra Games, you know, the guys that made, Silent Hill Downpour. This is the brainchild of Tom Hewlett and Devin Chatsky. Tom has acted as the resident Silent Hill expert and the producer for all of the previous non-Team Silent games that we've been enjoying thus far, but now he's stepped up to the writer's table and... My god, Tom, what the fuck have you done? Directed by Manny Ayala, a name I'm not actually overly familiar with, and the only other game I can find him credited for is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which is hilarious. The only two games I can see that he's worked on are one of the lowest rated and most maligned Silent Hill games, and one of the lowest rated and most maligned Resident Evil games. Not that I'm saying he's the common denominator here, that's not how games are made, but it's just really unfortunate. But, you know, that's still 2 more games in my favourite franchises than I've worked on. And No Code never got back to me about my application to work on Silent Hill Townfall, so fuck me, I guess. Anyway, this game can't really fit within any of the pre-established lore, and while I'm not really in a position to declare what is and isn't canon, like a lot of Silent Hill fans think they have the authority to do, it's really easier to think of this game as something as a soft reboot. Really just for your own sanity and simplicity, we'll get into it, but this game isn't all bad. For one, it isn't Homecoming, and like Homecoming, it also has an ending, so eventually our suffering will be over. The music is also very good, and I shit you not, there are some elements and some moments of brilliance and clever symbolism in this game. Moments of. Sometimes, maybe once actually, and I don't know how intentional that is. The monster design is hilariously bad, and there's a scene where the town calls up a guy on the phone. The narrative of Downpour was always intended to be a self-contained story like Silent Hill 2. The only requirement was that the story should focus on visitors to Silent Hill, rather than being part of any overarching narrative involving a lesser or the town's cult, which is fine by me. As far as I'm concerned, this should have been an anthology series from the start. The decision was made really early on that the protagonist would be a criminal instead of, you know, a real person, to avoid the usual tropes of playing as someone that has an unsettling secret that is later revealed in the plot. So instead, in this installment, we play as Murphy, a man with an unsettling secret that is later revealed in the plot. Internally, within the development team, the idea of playing as a convict was quite controversial, as Vatra did not want to centre the game around a bad guy, and based on the feedback from focus groups, were worried that their psychological horror game might make people uncomfortable, which is understandable. Next, the team wanted to settle on a theme for the other world and went with the idea of water. They figured that rain is a scary kind of water, and the heavier the rain, the scarier the water. And the scarier the water, the more psychological the horror. The game was made in Unreal Engine 3, and I remember in the marketing they were really pushing the open world aspect of this one too, talking about how the town would be completely fully explorable and have a whole bunch of side content to get stuck into. Another major change is that for the first time, Akira Yamaoka was nowhere to be found. He'd been replaced by Mr. Daniel of Dexter fame. And I kid you not, the only reason I ever watched Dexter back in the day was because I heard his music first, particularly the blood theme that plays during the end credits. And I really loved it, and that's actually what made me check that series out, true story. He also worked on the soundtrack for Dishonored, and his work there is really good too. So when I found out that he was attached to this, I was actually pretty excited. If I can just stop being a pissy little asshole for a second, I do want to say something earnestly. I actually only just discovered while researching for this playthrough that Daniel sadly passed away in August of 2017 at the age of 60 after a battle with cancer. I had no idea, honestly, and I was really sad when I found out. Rest in peace, Mr. Licht. You live on through your great music, and honestly, your composition is hands down the best thing about this game. I sincerely mean that. And if this series was to continue, I would have truly hoped that you would have been given the opportunity to carry on your work. I think that you brought a fresh new take and sound to the franchise. And this medium as a whole is worse without having you in it. There was one other composer for this game though, and the main theme of this game was composed and performed by Korn, which is I don't even think it's that bad a song, and I actually like a lot of Korn's work. It's such a weird matchup for Silent Hill and Korn and Daniel Licht all together. But the song isn't as bad as people make it out to be though, I don't think. Anyway, this intro is way too long, so wrapping it up, I had two main issues back then. The first is that games didn't release simultaneously in Europe and America back then like they do now, so they were expecting me to wait for something. So I imported the game from Canada, and the back of the box for my copy is in French, so it gets a couple of points docked off right away, really, just for that. More importantly though, was that my positive feelings towards Shattered Memories made me feel this thing called hope. I enjoyed that one, and I figured, hey, they did it. Maybe they can do it again. Maybe they'll have a really good story again, but also nail the gameplay this time around too. I got my hopes up again like some kind of disgusting Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Hope is such a dangerous thing. Get your umbrellas out, because it's absolutely pissing it down out there. Well, providing that the particle effects for the rain are rendering correctly, anyway. This is Silent Hill Downpour. Hello. Do I sound enthusiastic? It's me! Amy, your average Silent Hill enjoyer. Which of course means I hate Silent Hill. I hate everything about this franchise and everything that it's become. Why am I doing this? This is Silent Hill Downpour. It is checking save game data. Game save data? The music's great. I like the music. What are we looking at? Action prompts, sure. Oh, do you remember 3D? Do you remember when they tried to trick us into buying 3D TVs? Do you remember those days? This game came out during those days. Are you ready? I'm not ready. The game's already crashed once. It crashed when I pressed new game. Yeah! I don't even mean the emulator crashed, I think the game crashed. We're playing this on easy mode because don't look at me like that. This is Silent Hill Downpour. What more do you want from me? I'm playing it, aren't I?
All right, Murphy, it's all set. Make it quick, huh? Follow me.
I shall, but only because I want to. We need... Again, the game crashed. I need to turn on the subtitles. Okay. Zoom in. Action zoom! Wah! This is Silent Hill Downpour.
Come on, Murphy, stop screwing around. I don't have all day.
Otherwise known as the one with the good soundtrack. Which isn't much to say for a Silent Hill game, but it could have been worse. This is the last of the middle run of Silent Hill games, before the great hiatus. God, it feels weird now to call this a middle run. We're actually getting new train wrecks now, if you can believe it. When I started this series last year, the series was dead, like the franchise was dead. And now it's back. Now we've got Silent Hill Ascension. What is wrong with your face? Now we've got Silent Hill Ascension, which has been a resounding success. Silent Hill is back, baby!
He's all yours now. Make it quick, Cupcake. Hey, almost forgot. I left you a little present on the bench. Have fun.
As you can see, the animation's amazing. So yeah, we are Murphy.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. When you guys are running the showers, the steam fogs up the cameras so bad we can't see anything that goes down in there. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you loud and clear. We're a prisoner. Can you tell? I mean, so far the emulation's running this pretty well. Frame rate wise, which is nice. At least. What weapon shall we choose? Let's use the knife. This has a melee combat system. Which is marginally better than the one in Homecoming, but it has breakable weapons, which is never a good idea. This game actually is more competently made than Homecoming. It's still not finished, but
Jesus, just scared the hell out of me. What the hell's going on? Where's Sewell? There's been a mistake. I'm a sequestered prisoner. You're not supposed to be here. Guards? Officer Sewell? Hello?
You don't recognize me, do you?
What? No, Guards! Guards! Anybody?
We used to be neighbors.
I don't have any shadows on my eyes.
Guards! Guards, open the goddamn door! Help somebody! This is a violation of my rights. Who the hell do you think you are? When I talk to the warden,
No one's listening.
Help! Jesus, help me!
I wonder what we're guilty for. I don't get to use my fisticuffs.
Help me! Please, help!
Wah! Fisticuffs!
Why?
You know exactly why.
Did I wake you, Pendleton? Come on, rise and shine, Cupcake. You know the drill. Guess today's a big day, huh? Tell you the truth, I'm sort of sorry to see you go. Prisoner secure. Open 302B. Transfer.
I think Daniel Licht, the composer, he did a good job. He really did his homework. He studied Akira's work and wanted to create a score that's both like traditional to the series, but also has like his own style and spin on it.
Man, I can forget that shit.
Tell them pussies to wayside, I said.
Which is why this sounds like a mix between Silent Hill music and Dexter music.
I can't wait until I'm out of here. Don't even come back. Yeah, keep
As far as I'm concerned, he did an amazing job. It does bring like a fresh new perspective to the sound of the franchise, which honestly, I honestly think the franchise really needed it at this point. And honestly, when I heard Daniel Licht's music before Downpour was announced, I always thought his style would really suit a Silent Hill game. Like really well, and I guess someone out there agreed with me. It's a controversial position to hold, but honestly, I kind of said it in the previous videos. After Silent Hill 4, I think Akira started phoning it in quite a bit with his work. And I've never really been that huge a fan of the shift towards like vocal tracks with all the corny lyrics and stuff. It's a very controversial thing to say because people really love that about the series, but I never did. And this song that's playing right now is probably my favourite from the whole soundtrack.
That's right, see you on the outside, bitch. Come back anytime. You'll always be my boy, man. Woo! Come on back anytime, you hear?
You still owe me, man. I ain't gonna forget that shit, you hear me?
As jokingly cynical as I am about this game, like a lot of it is tongue-in-cheek, and as jokingly cynical as I am about this game, it does do some things pretty well, which we'll get into as we go. This one very much runs into the problem where it's a Silent Hill game, and it probably shouldn't have been. Because what this game does to the franchise is kind of unforgivable in my eyes.
Well, guess this is it. No fond farewell? You gonna miss us?
Not even a little.
Give it a couple of days at Wayside Max. I bet you'll start to miss this place after all. 'Cause we sure are gonna miss you. Move them out! All yours now, sugar.
Let's get this done.
Yeah. All right. You heard the lady? Mount up.
What we got here?
Pendleton. Get on the bus.
Buckle up, get cozy. We got a long ride ahead of us.
You have a good nap, Weddle? Tell me something, puta. That true what I heard about you? Did you really do it?
Shut the hell up!
Fuck you, Weddle.
I said lock it up, damn it!
So this is the point where you wake up and you're thinking, oh shit, I'm the protagonist of a Silent Hill game. God damn it. Not even one of the good ones. It's quite nice at this resolution though. It's not blurry, which is nice. I remember this game being really blurry. And you move the camera and it just like shit itself.
Find the highway. Put some ground between yourself and the bus.
I have a journal too. Hooray! My objective. Get back to the highway. Bus crash, no survivors. Need to find the highway, gain some distance. It's maybe my only chance. Yeah, it seems to take a quick stroll through Alan Wake territory. This game actually does really remind me of Alan Wake, like setting-wise.
Whoa!
Tree! Terrifying.
Guess I'm not going that way.
Is there a... There's a look behind button. Is there a run button? There it is. Where's all the bodies at? That's the real mystery. I think we already know where all the bodies are at, but... Ah! I didn't want me to go that way. Collision error.
Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Artistically, it's not a bad looking game, I don't think, this one. Technically wise, yeah, even at the time this didn't look great. There's one of the bodies.
This didn't happen in the accident.
Doo-doo. One thing I do like about this game is how you can kind of unclip the flashlight and look around. It's a small detail, but I like small details like that in games. Wah! How do I turn it on and off? I don't think I can.
I think I see a way across.
That's great and all, but I'm exploring. Carefully. Steady.
This is crazy.
Whoa. Wow. I'm not even going to apologize for ruining the atmosphere of this game. This game is not even remotely scary. It doesn't even begin to be scary. This is about as scary as it gets, to be honest. There's no atmosphere to ruin.
That's far enough. Get your ass down on the ground now. Hands where I can see them. Do it.
Take it easy. I'm not going anywhere.
I said, on the ground now.
was just looking for help.
And you just happened to lose your cuffs in the process? Save the bullshit.
This is stupid. I'll meet you back down at the bus, okay? You're gonna get yourself killed.
Shut up. Keep your goddamn hands where I can see them. Ah! Shit! Pull me up.
So this is where we pick the ending of the game from a binary choice system. Oh.
Hang on.
I'm slipping. Oh God!
Don't let go. Don't.
I know the ending that I want. I just don't remember how to get it, so I guess we'll see.
Damn it.
She falls off either way, no matter what you do, but...
If only I'd moved faster. Damn it.
It's all my fault! Oh! What am I doing? Oh my god, this way apparently. I don't really remember the ending requirements. I know the one that I would like to get, but I'll just play the game. I'll just play it. I feel like there still should have been some like fog effects.
Jesus.
Like they got the distance fog right, but we needed more like particle effects to make it more Silent Hillish. But no, if the performance keeps up like this, then I'm not going to complain too much. All it took was an RTX 4090 to be able to run a game from how many years ago was it now? 10 years ago? 12 years ago? My map! That's where I am. Oh, it seems weird. Stop playing the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack and reminding me of better games. Have you seen this dog? Responds to the name Carl. Doesn't look very friendly. Dead or alive? So yeah, you tend to have to like run around scrambling for weapons and stuff. Again, like in theory it makes sense. It's more like Origins. The combat's like a cross between Origins and Homecoming, I want to say. Wah! Throwing a weapon at the crow. Didn't do anything. It's the iconic wheelchair! Oh shit! Oh, I'm gonna do that a lot. I forgot about that. That's a fun mechanic. You accidentally press one of the buttons wrong and you just launch your weapon into the abyss. Forever! Oh, the frame rate's dropping now. What am I doing? Am I jumping off the roof? I got a walkie-talkie! I wonder what that's gonna do. Something to do with Silent Hill, no doubt. Luckily the weapons respawn, so we're okay. Yoink! It also controls better than Homecoming 2. More smooth. Other than the whole throwing the weapon away thing. Devil's Pit aerial tram. That's where we're at, the Devil's Pit. Got some track marks here. To the souvenir shop! Away!
These game tokens look ancient. Free tram ticket.
That's what I need, probably.
Machine.
Cool. So we gotta essentially follow these track marks to find the machines. What did I miss? Oh yeah, that's way better than a giant wrench, sure. Devil's Pit aerial tram. No other place in America has a view like this. Bring cameras. Takes 15 minutes to get to the top.
Another road to nowhere.
I know, I saw. I'm playing the game.
Looks like it opens from the other side.
Thank you. I mean, they don't want you to think too hard in the survival horror game.
Wow. Look at that. An old 52. Oh, flathead V8. No doubt about it.
Wicked old beast, ain't she?
What?
Nanny?
I said she's a wicked old beast. Me, I'm partial to something with a little less rust. But to each his own.
Look, I don't want any trouble. Just point the way out of town, and I'll keep right on going.
Now, who said anything about trouble? Just trying to be helpful, son. Name's Howard, by the way.
Murphy.
Heading to prison, are you, Murphy?
Just looking for a way out of town is all.
That's so. Afraid all the roads are out, every last one of them. Strangest thing.
What the?
Something wrong, son?
Did you see it? Up there in the window.
Never mind.
I suppose if you're really desperate, you could try the old Skytram. Course, it hasn't really been kept up since the accident.
I'll take my chances.
That's the spirit. Well, this mail ain't gonna deliver itself. Good luck, Murphy. Hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
Hey, what's the name of this place?
Also, I hope you like that texture. This window texture here. I hope you like it. Because they use it almost constantly on every single window in the game. Also, it's raining. There appears to be some kind of downpour happening. See? There's another one. Hope you like it. Took my wrench away from me. What the hell? I forgot the game does that.
You can't
like delete your weapons.
Done, but you can face up to it.
Man. I must have hit my head pretty damn hard in the crash.
I'm having memories. Horrible, horrible memories. There's another one.
Hello? Anyone here?
Oh, I must have dropped the weapon when I tried to... Oh, that's right. You can't... you can't stash weapons away. If I wanted to, like, equip my flashlight, I'd have to drop my weapon. It's kind of dumb. Hey, there's that window texture again. I got the map to the diner! Hooray! I don't really need it, but hooray! It does the whole map thing as well on this one, but... I forget how to... There you go. It does the whole map thing again, but... I don't remember the map ever being particularly useful in this one. It's not really a survival horror game as such. Did you know? Native Americans used to call Silent Hill home. Anthropologists know this because of the various artifacts found here. Specifically, in the cave system surrounding Devil's Pit, a number of these relics indicate ceremonies being held for the deity, suggesting its importance to the people here. In fact, one of the names given to this area was the Nest of the Raven, which is why there's so many ravens around. Hey kids! Hey kids! Is Silent Hill a special place to you? If you were naming this area, what would you call it? Well, it's not Silent Hill, I'll tell you that much. Stupid game. Open!
They won't
I got
miss
some
us.
cash money. One second. Oh, sometimes it does fix camera angles too. Very rarely. Sometimes it does it. It's really jarring whenever it does it because it's so abrupt. That's another window texture. That's the other window texture that they use. Get it? It's the Silent Hill theme. That's the game you're playing. Anyway, now we're reminded of better games again. I need a key from somewhere. Take that! Nothing in here. It's not even the whole song, it's just some of it. I probably don't expect to explore and look around.
What's that? Gas? Oh, shit! Fire. Anyone hear me?
Ah!
What the hell?
We've entered the other world through the power of Disney magic. It's all Dutch angled and weird.
Happening.
I'll talk more about the other world later on. I like how it's designed, it's just a shame how it plays out in the game. Like, artistically it's designed really well, I think. They just do the whole thing where you just have to run through it because you get chased a lot, rather than it just changing the location around like in the originals. It's a shame. You don't get to stop and smell the roses very much, which is a shame. It's also not scary in the slightest. But I guess that's subjective. Yeah, you got this like weird vortex thing that just chases you and it sucks.
Murphy, run!
Kind of turns it into like a weird theme park Disney ride. Which I guess makes sense given that the Otherworld transition is brought to you by the power of Disney magic. I feel like knocking over these little cage things is probably symbolic of the way that Murphy will just like use people and throw people under the bus to get what he needs, which is kind of part of his character. My face! Ah! We can talk more about it later when it becomes relevant. Super fun happy slide! See, look, it's really cool looking. I wish you got to explore it more. It's got like a weird kind of twisted...
What is this place?
Like a weird twisted kind of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland kind of deal to it. What does it mean? It means means I'm gonna get copyright strike. That's what it means. Born free? What could it possibly mean? Thank you, Disney. Hey, look. Look at the windows. It's cool. It's like we're underwater. It's an interesting take on the other world, I think. Just a shame about this part. My face! I need it! Oh, it kind of goes in slow motion whenever it catches up to you as well, which kind of was a bit annoying. Luckily it waits for you when you need to do that, so it's polite at least. It's a polite death vortex. Oh, calm down, Murphy, you're fine. Probably okay. I like the atmosphere, though. The atmosphere's really good. This is the Mario 64 stairs, by the way. I'm just enjoying the atmosphere a minute. You just kind of, you have to turn around and run backwards. Like in that other game. Oh, I would have made it so it does the whole...
I'm losing my mind.
They do that. It's like... See? I would have let you close it yourself and figured it out yourself. Oh well. Not a huge deal. Turn my flashlight on enough. Broken! It's a cool little moment, I think. It's not bad. It's not badly done at all. I'm a bit worse for wear right now, though. Health-wise. You can tell because he's all, like, messed up and bloodied.
Ah.
You can just use it. There you go. The first aid kits help my clothes, too. Hey look, it's that texture again. I'd say I will promise now that I'm not going to point it out every single time it comes up, but I probably am. Like, it's egregious. Look, it's just the same window twice. Give me that key. It's just the exact same window, same model, same texture. I think I need to head upstairs first. Thank you. Oh, it locked. Never mind. I thought it unlocked. Hey, look! Look at the window. What's this away first? Other than that window again. Nope, I've been in here already. Open! Right, we head into the basement. It's a toilet. How did I get to the basement? Can't see much, it's dark. This way. Is there a... Can't really see very well. I don't know. That's as bright as it's gonna get though. There we go, it's that button. I did it!
All units, be on the lookout for wayside inmate transfer bus headed to 15 inmates and 2 COs. Officer failed to check in and driver's not answering radio. Possible TC. Over.
Sounds like I don't have much time.
Sounds like. Can I just put an actual thing up? Guess not. Return to room at 7:51 PM. Showered. Someone's getting spied on. Pink nightie and no panties. Lights up at 9:23. Wore oversized men's button-up. That's what I wear. That's what I wear too. Around. Shave legs. In bathtub. Sleeps nude. Snores loudly. Cried herself to sleep. Is that me? That sounds exactly like my life. Except I don't eat 2 burgers at once. Oh, wire.
get back up. You wanna fucking try that again? Come on, bitch. Let's see what you fucking got. Pinche cabrona. Fucking get up, bitch. Ne chinga conmigo, puta. Hey!
That's what acting sounds like.
Let go, asshole. You don't understand.
He took my weapon away. Oh no, he didn't. Anyway, the monsters aren't scary at all. So also they got babies first dissolve shader effect when they die. Yeah, the monsters aren't scary, like, in the slightest. It's a shame. What we really needed was we needed Homecoming's artists. I can't even finish that sentence. We just needed Homecoming's artists. They're like a whole other team of people that can make a Silent Hill game for the rest of it. Oh, I tried to say something nice and I just couldn't. I'm sorry. Couldn't even bring myself to be positive. I feel like I'm missing something here. What have I got? Got a wire. Anyway, he's dead. Whoever he was. I get he was the guy from the bus, but still don't know who that was, so... Someone's been pumping iron!
Looks like a way out. Panel's busted.
Of course it is. How do I get into that locked room? I have the key! I have a key! Hold on. 1 second. I found a key, right? Is that the key to this door? I don't think it was, but there's a locked door that I want to open. Ah! Didn't know you were there. It actually made me jump. Screw you. That actually jump scared me. Congratulations, game. You did something that the games very, very rarely manage to do. Open! Hooray! Oh, what happened in here? Also, the assets, there's a lot of asset reuse in this game too, which I can't really fault the game that much for. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, they asset reuse, lazy developers, but that that cabinet you're looking at there, you're going to see that a lot too. You're going to see a lot of the same
So much
assets
for coffee.
over and over and over again. A hell of a lot of them. They have like a very limited library of assets that they used. But I think that was just more for time. I get the feeling that the developers were not given a lot of time to make this game. They were a bit quiet on the development history of this one. But I have a feeling it's going to be a very similar story to Origins, where they had like 43 seconds to make the whole game.
Remember, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
Find your soulmate, Homer. Find your soulmate. Hey, look. Look at the window. There's 3 of them. Oh, making games is hard. I can't offer. This is just your memory. I can't offer any new information.
Hello?
Hello! I'm homecoming. Oh, wrong game. Oh no, the doggo. Sad. Oh. Oh, I forgot they do that. God damn it. Doggo! So, you hear how there's like a police radio going off? That actually is the radio in this game. It's not like staticky, broken radio sound, it's police radio sound. Which I think is a good idea, I like it. Yeah, I'm playing on easy mode purely because that's the combat system. But yeah, that's the radio sound, is like a police walkie-talkie, which I quite like. I think that's cool. Where was that kettle? Kettle! Hello? It's this way, right? This one has a different texture, that's how you know it's useful. Two, 6, 3, 8, 1. Write that down because I have a terrible memory. Oh no, where's my... Oh no, I'm gonna use my phone. That's for the safe that we found around here. I didn't need to write it down at all. The hell, 8. Two, 6, 3. This one's gonna have to be like something else. Oh, that one changes that, okay. Other way. Stop it. Come on, brain. There needs to be one, so... It only goes back by... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What does that need to be? 1 sec. It needs to be 8, so... No, that needs to be 8. So I need to move it back 1. Oh, it goes forward 1. So like that. There we go. 2, 6, 3, 8, 1. There we go. I'm not smart, you know this. There, here's a gun that I'll never use. It just likes to take guns away from you all the time. The guns are kind of pointless on this game, to be honest. Because you lose the guns too, you don't get to keep them. Anyway, I think that whole ordeal was just to get this gun that the first time I played the game I held on to, and then you lose it like 5 minutes from now. Anyway, so it was all kind of pointless. I didn't even fire it once. You can holster your guns though. I tend to just use them as soon as I get them. Where you at? Screw you. Not this way. This way, I think. Oh look, fog loaded in. It's a foggy basement in here.
Finally. Back
I have
outside.
1 bullet left. 1 whole bullet. Do you mind? Disturbing the peace. Hello? Wah! Change of clothes! Hooray!
Nice. Huh? What's this?
It's a police officer's badge with a black tape over it, which I think means they've died.
A long time since I had real clothes.
That means they died, right? Where you at? Some of the enemies in this game get really annoying to fight too. I think all of them are kind of annoying to fight, to be honest. Now I got a rake. Controls are weird when you're blocking. I know you're around. My radio's telling me so. Anyway, that's the slot machine thing we're after. We gotta power it up though.
Power's out. Wonder where the breaker is.
I wonder what giant bright red cable we should follow. Oh no! This is way easier in easy mode than I remember. This really does remind me of Alan Wake. Only much, much worse than it. Game token! Yeah, it's one of these things with like the water. Jailbreak! What does it mean? What could it possibly be symbolizing? It's very esoteric, so we'll never know. Did it! Give me that ticket.
Now back to that sky tram.
I know! I'm paying attention, damn it. I can just go this way, go around, right? Yeah, pretty much. Remember that locked door that we found? It's just the other side of there. This way. Which isn't bad level design, I don't think. We also got this thing. Found in the pocket of some discarded clothes. Nope. Just run away. It'll be okay. So yeah, the monsters come out whenever it's raining. Which is the one bit of clever symbolism. Which I'll talk more about in the town. That I don't think is intentional, but it is clever. Intentional or not, it's quite clever.
This must be the ticket machine.
Must be.
Wherever this thing goes, can't be worse than back there, can it?
What's something you're going for right now? It's the Alan Wake vibes. I can't get over it. I love this kind of setting. It's just a shame about the rest of the game, but I like the setting. I've never been anywhere like this in real life. I'd love to go somewhere like this in real life. Find a way into town.
Locked.
Are you really surprised? You don't have to keep saying it, I can read. Hello?
Anybody in here? Hello?
Hills! Window! Terrifying! Somewhere around here, there's a monstery boy. On the roof, probably.
Wouldn't take much to knock this down.
Oh, they do the whole thing as well, like, I need an axe for that. It's similar to the way they did in Homecoming, but...
Hey, people, welcome back to WLMN-FM. It's your boy DJ Ricks here laying down the licks and treating the tricks. It's another beautiful day in our little corner of paradise. The skies are blue, the sun is shining, and if you got a special tune you want to hear, all you got to do is get on those phones and let me know what it is. I'm taking your requests and dedications all day long.
But the issue is, because the weapons are breakable, or you can just accidentally press the wrong button and launch them into the abyss. It can be quite frustrating. Because you don't have the weapon on you at all times, like you do in Homecoming. J.P. Sater, train conductor. Oh, hello, window. I just went round in a big-ass circle. The game's good at building up an atmosphere, I think. Why am I being forced to walk here specifically? If the monsters were scary, this would be quite effective, I think. They're just kind of not, and that's the problem. They're more annoying than scary, I think. Especially the ones at this part of the game.
Here we go. Key rack.
Yeah, this game is much better emulated. If you're going to play this game, definitely emulate it, because it is much more playable. That is for damn sure. Having an actual frame rate is quite nice. We got the diner, train station, Silent Hill hillside, Cave of Tears. I am at the aerial tram station.
Pretty impressive, ain't it? You might not guess by looking at it, but this place used to be filled with all kinds of visitors. Moms and dads and little kids and... Yeah, it was a really nice place.
I'm sorry. You are...
Name's JP, and that, sir, is the Devil's Pit. 490 meters straight down to the blackest soul of the earth. The deepest limestone sinkhole north
That's
of...
fascinating, but... Sorry. Someone, something, tried to kill me back there. You haven't seen anyone, strange, wandering around here, have you?
First-time visitor, huh?
Listen, if there's a quick way out of here, I'd really appreciate if you just tell me.
Way out? What good would that do? Sorry. We, don't get too many visitors these days.
Right. Well, be seeing.
If you head through the cavern, there's a train. Can take you to Hillside. Boy, I tell you, all the kids, they, just love that little train.
How about you show me?
Sorry. Someplace I gotta be.
Thanks for the tip. The Devil's Pit. Sounds like a fun place to bring the family.
That's JP. We'll talk more about JP in a little bit. Not that there's much really to say about him, but we'll talk about it. For however long it takes. Terrifying! Never been so scared in my whole life. Oh, get off. It's not even worth interacting with this system at all. Anyway, now that horrific jump scare is over, just give me a moment to recollect myself. I'm so scared. I'm not reading all that. But one good thing they do is starting the game like here, out in the mountains in the wilderness. It still does a lot to show you how isolated Silent Hill actually is as a town. Similar to the introduction to Silent Hill 2. I feel like Silent Hill 2 did it better, but it still works in this game too. I also get these like hints that something terrible happened here. And not just the Silent Hill stuff like before. I've already alluded to the fact that there was an accident. And there's like flowers and memorials dotted around the place. Just a rock slide, don't worry about it. Bats Lament Falls. The weeping bats are actually an enemy type in the game. That's where you lose your gun, by the way, so if I didn't use all of my ammo, I would have lost the gun then anyway. Hooray! I'm in! This is the second area of the game. Oh, I got me a pickaxe. Once he picks it up. Yeah, like at the start of each area, you kind of lose your stuff. Second area is a boring cave. Which we will probably explore next time. Sure, let's explore it next time. I look forward to seeing you there. I do not look forward to continuing on with this game though. So I'll see you next time. Bye bye!